So I wanted to do my review in a different way where I cover this, I guess, how you want to say, behind the scenes coverage of their album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, featuring the Clipse, produced by Pharrell, where they sit down and they just go over the tracks, and I guess I'll just review it along the way. It's a very, very dope album, very, very masterful, just in form of execution, as well as, just how it's conveyed when it comes to the sentiment behind Let God Sort 'Em Out, leave it to God, kill them all, just in regards to the understanding of what's imminent. We already know judgment, and the Most High handles it all. It all comes from the Heavenly Father. We already understand in the entertainment industry, they don't worship the Most High, but the sentiment is still the sentiment. We know that when they talk about God, they're worshiping something else. We know that they're Masons. We know that they go under certain orders based in esotericism and Luciferianism, but the sentiment is still the sentiment when it comes to what the Most High is. And he's the one that's the overall judge. He's the final boss. Let God sort him out. Let the Most High sort him out.
If I'm not in the telly, selling the Yeti, then I'll...
Can we play Chains and Whip?
Okay. Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
This is culturally inappropriate.
You run from the spirit of repossession. Too much enamel covers your necklace. I buy bitches, you buy them sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turned into obsession. Reality TV is mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know better than. Beware of my name that there's delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces, I hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it.
Close your heaven for the hell of it. I love the execution. I love the delivery. Basic line, but the delivery is what catches you. Pusha T is real great at that. He's great at his inflection and his voice and his delivery. Like, he's really convincing in how he's conveying his artistry and expressing himself. And that's how you're supposed to be as a rapper. You can't just be bland and just say words. You have to have some sort of character with it, And, the song Chains and Whips, very, very dope song. It's one of my favorites on the album, but it's not my overall favorite, but it's a dope song. One of the highlights because of the Kendrick verse. The Kendrick verse, it was good. It wasn't great to me. It was good. But, what really stood out was his whole, wordplay on the gin. Like, it was real dope with that. But for the most part, it wasn't the highlight. I feel like Malice, he really stole the show on his album.
And send orders back down to keep shoveling. Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just getting rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
But get calm when you look side to side, like what did they say? And they ain't the Lord's voice, and then you realize that the devil is talking to you.
Shout out Kendrick for coming through with the verse, man.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
He blowtorched that shit.
Yeah. Smoked it. It's nothing like being able to leave your song with a person and they totally deliver. He's one of those people that you can send it and turn your back and know when it comes back it's gonna be everything that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You can tell sometimes when people speed through your shit. Oh, I'm gonna knock this verse out real quick. Or, they do it, it's kind of half-assed, or it's not up to the standard that that they usually are.
And so it doesn't go on.
Yeah, it doesn't. It never makes it.
Yeah.
And you got to tell them. And then it got to be weird for 3 months,
Cutting room floor.
Yeah. But with Kendrick, it's never that way.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing about this album, man, is that every feature fits. It blends perfectly just when it comes to the sonics of it all. And funnily enough, Kendrick Lamar mentions let the sonics boom, let the music speak. So you have the right artists that are featured on this album just when it comes to what you guys are going for in regards to the creative process, what type of story you want to tell. So you get the Kendricks, you get the Tylers, and the Stove God Cooks because of the whole cocaine thing that's associated with the Clipse. So Stove God, like he's someone that's associated with quote unquote coke rap. So you cover bases just based off of the makeup of the Clipse. You have like certain artists that are inspired by the Clipse. It's kind of like Clipse offsprings or what have you. So Tyler and Kendrick obviously is the ones that's associated with them, like Ab Leva, Nas. Nas not necessarily associated with them, but just someone that's from that ilk. You know what I mean? And they cover all bases just in terms of the story they wanted to tell, where it's like, the old folks or the older heads could still do this thing. And you have Nas, which pretty much encapsulates that. That's why he's on the latter half of the album, because it's pretty much telling that story of, listen, we age like fine wine. We can still do this,
Why Kendrick for that song?
Well,
he wanted to,
Yeah,
right?
he wanted. Yeah, he heard it, and just
And y'all
picked
have
it.
that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not your first walk in the park.
No. Yeah. But just let him hear joints, and he loved that beat. He was like, oh, I gotta do it.
It's always the loud mouths that can't count. The right price, I put the AR in the Saint's mouth. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Bring all the watches and the chains out. Heat come, I'm De Niro, I got the safe house.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Surrounded by niggas with tears that don't drip.
Talk about
That
it.
ain't the ghost that you appeared to go get. Finally got the courage, but you still a whole bitch. The rest of y'all on my 6 year ago shit. Every move intentional, the links is atypical. Like baseball and DR. You know what the stick'll do.
This is culturally inappropriate.
We got the drop on your shadow. You know we can get to you. The pen to express my dreams and expertise in text I squeeze. Coke spots all over like leprosy. It's a dark spirit tucked behind the flesh you see. Got every single word of the hex I need. The death I breathe, the death I see. Looks so good on you. The coffin wood on you. Closed casket cause I'm only sick and wolves on you. Berlinetta horsepower, put them...
Closed caskets because I'm only sicking wolves on you. Like the imagery, how vivid that is. It's like, oh my gosh. Like Malice just says shit that's so scathing. It's so subtle. It's like it can come off as basic, but it hits. It's like, god damn. Like when he said, I done been both Mason Bethers. He said, I took the money from the church and had to hide. That's the Jekyll in me. Like he was saying some shit on here. And this song right here, that's my favorite song. I think I would say Let God Sort 'Em Out, or maybe Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. That song is fucking crazy. But this song is just, it's something about it that's just so like deadly and just dark and shit. And then you have like the contrast, which is Chandeliers. You go from dark to light with the Chandeliers joint. Nas is just killing it. Like I said, like he encapsulates, that fine wine aging type of, element that they try to express when it comes to them being at their age and they're able to do this at the age that they're at. But yeah, Let God Sort 'Em Out, that song is so fire. And then you have the DJ Clue, the ad-libs and whatnot, just to give it that feel. Because when you hear DJ Clue ad-libs, it's just something about a certain feeling you have, like, yo, like this is hip-hop, this is like rap. Like it's just taking it back to those days of the mixtape eras and whatnot. You had the DJ saying what he was saying over the tracks. Real dope in how they executed this album. And like I said, they cover bases with it. It's not just, I'm just giving you music. Like I have to like give you elements of what makes hip-hop and what makes the Clipse. And all that stuff is combined, all that stuff is intertwined when it comes to just them being a part of something that shaped hip-hop. They added to it. Like every rapper, they add to the shaping of hip-hop and where it went, in terms of artists from back in the days or just artists now. Like they're shaping hip-hop and where it's going now.
Goods on ya. We've been doing this for eons. While you thirsty trying to figure out who you can spill a tea on. I'm in coffee fields, making meals. You get the chills, cause this shit is real. Now let me rip in, bow tie your surprise. The feeling that you get when you realize it was really you that died and we are so alive. Conspiracy theory, you can't believe it's us. Soul leave your body like a fentanyl rush. Dead on your back with your eyes looking up chandeliers.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Single-handedly boosted rap to its truest place. Fuck speaking candidly, I alone did rejuvenate hip-hop into its newest place. Made it cool for Grammy-nominated LPs from previous generation MCs. And that rings loud and reverberates. It's not fair to them, I'm thinking I deserve the hate. Bring it, only thing you killing is precious time. Used to clash with Decepticons, I was them deaf and blind. So cancel me before I unleash the Panther me. The Pantheon is a family, we some upstanding G's. The difference between regular spitters and bosses, my principles high. You need a glimpse of me from satellites in orbit. Take sabbaticals on avenues, break AKs on vacays when we paddle canoes. Follow the leader, Terminator, hasta la vista, man of the year, Nasir, rockin' chandeliers.
You know, a lot of people try to say that the Nas verse was forced. It's crazy. I don't really hear forced. I just hear placement. It's like, you know, when you hear All About the Benjamins and Biggie has this placement on a beat that's disparate from All About the Benjamins, but it still works. That's what I get from this Nas record, because Pusha T talked about how Pharrell specifically made that beat for placement, like for, you know, 2 8s from Clipse, you know, 16, where, you know, Malice 8, Pusha T 8. And he wanted there to be like a contrast from the Let God Sort 'Em Out record, where it's like dark and they just talking about a lot of just gritty, grimy shit. And he wanted Chandeliers to be more, you know, light and positive, and like, you know, it's a contrast from the dark aspect. But Pusha T thought, hey, nah, this should have Nas. Nas should have his own space to, you know, say what he want to say and just get off what he want to get off. So I felt like it was executed perfectly. Some people probably say it's forced because it's a different beat. If it was the same beat, they probably would never said it was forced. But I mean, it's still kind of like the same drums. It's just giving you that contrast, like that dichotomy between the black and the white, as far as like the dark and the light aspect. And obviously, we already understand that's Masonic, but just when it comes to the expression of the record, it's dope as hell. And that's something that I'm talking about when it comes to covering bases. It's like, just in terms of how you convey and you express yourself with, you know, the creation of the album. You can't just give just songs. You can't just rap over songs. It has to be a meaning. It has to have a structure, and you know what are we going for with this song? So I feel like they executed that perfectly with the you know, the last song on the album. Well, really the second to last, but it's a reason why this song is number 12. It was placed here perfectly, you know, for it to be part of, you know, that latter half.
Nah,
Killed
definitely
it.
did his thing, man.
He killed it.
So good to have him on this album, man.
Bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list shit. Definitely bucket list shit.
What it brings out of me when I work with you guys, like, I mean, we literally just made like hot and cold on a song.
Yeah.
You know, that first part is very hot.
Yeah.
And the other side is very beautiful and cold, and like, it's like the Arctic and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other side is hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys bring that out of me, and I just wanted to say thank you, and Nas absolutely killed that.
I still look at us from the eyes of like just seeing the inception, how we met, you know, through music, and just, you know, just putting our best foot forward, Teddy coming down, showing us that these things can actually be done, that they were tangible.
Yeah.
And then to just watch over the years and just watching the evolution and just watching the progress, watching Pusha, you know, watching, you know, the things that you were doing, watching you evolve, just to see it like from the outside looking in. It's just been amazing, man.
You know, I think about how far God has brought me and brought us, and the idea that like, just the fact that we get to do this together right now at this juncture, this latitude and longitude of time and space.
Yeah.
And to be able to do it on this level, you know, like we're not competing against nobody except our 16-year-old selves.
Right. Exactly.
You know, like
Exactly.
I don't think too much has changed.
I agree.
And I think that's part of the magic.
Probably the only thing that I would say that is anything close to an evolution is that we spend more time on the compositions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of trips to France.
Yeah.
Lots. We never made an album like on another continent, like, you know, in another city. Like it was always Virginia.
Right.
You know, there's this thing with Paris and Virginia. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but it just keeps giving. I mean, we've never done that. We would usually lock in for about a month and a half, and I'd be going to the cellar and pulling some of my finest from shit we call turn downs. You know, shit, this one turned down. You know, when they would go, you guys would go looking, asking for specific, you know, you go to specific places in the cellar and say, show me the J files and show me the this one files and then that one. And, you know, we used to do that. But all of these songs were made, like my mom would say, from scratch.
Yeah. Made to spec too.
Like, yeah. That would be the only thing I'd say was different. But other than that, like he said, like the standard has always just remained super high. We've always rhymed like with purple tapes in the bullseye. Like that was what we was trying to get that feeling, among others.
Yeah. Next song. So Far Ahead.
Yeah, So Far Ahead.
They don't know what it is when I'm on it. But once they figure it out, I don't want it. So far ahead, you niggas.
Now, I would say that some of the hooks on here from Pharrell just, you know, wasn't it for me. I guess it got to grow on me because it wasn't that bad. But it was just like, I just felt like Pharrell wasn't really needed on some of the hooks. Like on this hook, when I first heard it, I really wasn't feeling it. But I was feeling the rhymes. I was feeling the beat, you know, in terms of how it changed from that hook where you have like this orchestra, this churchy type of vibe to, you know, dark. Let me just play this, you know, this contrast. It's almost like Let God Sort Them Out, but more so the beats are in the same type of vein in terms of like what he's trying to give you with that sound. With Let God Sort Them Out and Chandeliers, you could tell like there's a difference in the sonics. But with this track, the sonics are different in terms of the beat and the hook, but it's almost in that same like triumphant type of vein that, you know, I'm trying to get to somewhere type of vein where it's like I'm on this journey, you know what I mean? And that's what So Far Ahead, you know, gives you. The hook is better now as I've listened to it. When I first listened to it, I wasn't really feeling it, but it's cool now, you know? And this is where Malice, he says, you know, the line where he's like, he's been both Mason Bethers. And I just feel like that was very interesting because we already know with Mace, where he left and came back, you know, because of the Lord and whatnot and the whole church thing. But that's just, you know, on a deeper level, that's just a cover up. You know, most of that is just based in certain aspects of, you know, trying to learn more of the craft when it comes to being steeped in it, as well as taking a hiatus from the forefront to, you know, get into certain aspects of more behind the scenes esotericism and learnings and certain aspects of deals that you have to take in order for you to be at a certain level, and also going into the concepts of rebirth and whatnot. So it's all esoteric. But other than that, just wanted to cover this album from, you know, just the surface level standpoint. So let's get to the next track after So Far Gone. We're not really doing this in order, but this is just based off of my coverage in this style where they're just talking about the track. So I don't want to like play all of the tracks all the way. I just want to skim through it. So we're going to go to the next track that they're talking about after So Far Ahead.
Yeah.
I ain't saying like you preaching, but kind of are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's with the spirit of when someone is like prophesying, like when you hear a prophet get into a mode and you can see that they're channeling something is coming through them. y'all kind of like had that energy in this record for whatever reason. And it's not like a religious thing, but there is an awareness of an experiential awareness that I feel like comes through really clear, and it's very autobiographical, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But it's telling you a story like, man, I've been through it, I done seen it.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing that I love about this is it's very ageless.
Right.
These verses.
So just to speak to what the brother Pharrell was saying about a prophet and, you know, when they get in that mold and how they able to like really like preach and foretell something, he's speaking to it in the surface, you know, on the surface level. We already understand that there are no prophets on the earth. And when it comes to the overall unadulterated definition of a prophet, you have to be ordained by the Most High. The Most High has to pretty much deputize you to, you know, see the vision and prophesy. You know, you have to be deputized by the Heavenly Father, and the angel must give you that message and you prophesy it. That's what it's about. And in these days, we are in the time of the night where we lost our vision and we cannot prophesy. Only thing we could do is give our understanding of the scriptures and express ourselves based off of that understanding to people if they want to take heed to it or not. But we can't prophesy. Like, the Most High did not give us a vision. The Most High did not deputize us through an angel. All he did was bless us with knowledge, and we're able to give understanding to, or impart wisdom upon people, impart knowledge upon people based off of the wisdom that he gave us, the blessing that he gave us with the knowledge. So Micah 3:5 says, "Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err." So, you know, you can read this and it can be associated or applied to what Pharrell said about the Clipse, because you have these people who false claim and say that they're prophets. I'm not saying Clipse are calling themselves prophets, but I'm just talking about this worldly understanding and, you know, these sentiments, just in terms of an example with Mr. Pharrell, right? That bite with their teeth and cry, peace. And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye should not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye should not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, right? Let you know, when it comes to the prophets of old, you know, the ones that come thereafter, they're not going to be labeled as prophets. I'm saying the ones, I'm just talking about the people that's, you know, offsprings, the people that come from them, the descendants, like us. We're not prophets. We're just blessed with the understanding that the Heavenly Father gave us. And through that is mercy. Most High has mercy upon us. He has mercy upon us by giving us this knowledge, blessing us with it, you know. And the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them, right? Just like it tells you, I believe it's in John 9:4, where it gives you that understanding as well. John 9:4, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. So this is a precept to what we read in Micah 3:6 in terms of how no one shall have the vision, and, you know, it's going to be in the night. We're going to be in the time of the night. It's not going to be day, meaning the day represents, you know, the aspect of prophecy where one can prophesy. The night represents where no man can prophesy, no man can quote unquote work. The work is talking about prophesying, not talking about doing the work in terms of, you know, helping people understand who they are in regards to scripture. And that's where people get it mixed up. Like, a lot of people, they call themselves prophets because they think that the Most High blessed them with this understanding, and being that they're teaching other people who are not in understanding, they're able to call themselves prophets. No, you're not a prophet. You're just helping somebody understand what it is. That's all it is. You know, it's just like me when I cover these things and certain people don't understand it. I'm not a prophet for, you know, helping someone understand it. It's just me just helping them understand it. That's all it is. Because iron sharpeneth iron.